Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, July 9th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Remember a few weeks ago when we reported that Phil Heath thought the guys in the Olympia weren't training hard this year because he wasn't going to be there? Well, maybe he's not the only one thinking that. Recently, there was some back and forth between William Bonac and Phil, where we saw William openly saying that he thought both Kai and Phil should jump into the show because he thinks the Olympia is boring this year. Now, is this some sort of roundabout marketing thing for William to steal a little bit of shine as we creep closer to the halfway point? Well, probably not. He doesn't strike me as that kind of guy, but Neil Hill is on record as saying that he has William as the front runner because he's the most complete athlete in the lineup. So I guess that means that Sean Roden, Brandon Curry, Nathan Diasha, and Dexter Jackson aren't competing this year either. Are they, Neil? Well, look at the drama. How can anyone think bodybuilding is boring right now? I just love when I hear guys arguing because that makes the Mr. Olympia that much more interesting. I think it was Peter Nivio Zarlenga who said the true measure of a man is the way he bears up under misfortune. And pretty much any way you want to measure it, Fred Smalls is looking like one hell of a guy right now. Despite the fact that he caught the raw end of a deal with a few injury setbacks over the last year or so, the veteran star seems like he's finally starting to feel his whole self again. You know, there was a point in time not all that long ago when Fred was knocking on the door at being a top 10 Olympian. So if he figures out how to stay healthy, hopefully he still has enough in the tank so that he can get back to that look. It broke my heart when I heard that Netflix was canceling the Punisher series because that was my favorite one out of all the Marvel shows. But who knows, maybe if Netflix execs see Sandra Blackman rocking her Punisher gear, that might call an emergency meeting to reconsider. Recently, the Bikini Standout released a few updates to hold their fans over since they're officially going through Blockman withdrawal, now that both of the Blockman girls aren't competing this year. When she's been at her best, Sondra's shown some flashes of being a really high-level athlete in the bikini division. And once she gets herself back to firing on all cylinders again, I can see her picking right back up where she left off. People like to say that patience is a virtue, but I'm starting to get the feeling that Ricardo Correa is tired of being patient. After admittedly missing the mark on his 10th place finish at the New York Pro, Ricardo and his team went back to the drawing board, scrapped the stuff that wasn't working, and now it looks like they're finally starting to get themselves back on track. To his credit, we've seen Ricardo do this before, and in the past he always figured out how to swing the pendulum way back in the other direction. But with the clock ticking down under the big dance, it'll be interesting to see if they really figured out how to iron out all those wrinkles. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.